Hi.
Don't get in that water. Where's he at? Bushes. Oh. Come on, bud. Hurry.
So apparently, T.I. had enough and finally stepped in to handle the mess between his son King and King's baby mama, Big Nana. And let's just say, things got ugly. Word on the street is that T.I. found out Big Nana had been playing a slick game the whole time. Reports claim she wasn't there for love at all, but for that lifestyle. The name, the money, the perks. She allegedly manipulated King emotionally and financially, leaving him broke, confused, and heartbroken. Can you imagine realizing the person you thought was real had been using you this whole time? King's learning the hard way how ruthless people can be when they see a come-up. Sources close to the family say, I wasn't about to sit back and watch his son get drained dry. Apparently, he pulled Big Nana aside and made it crystal clear she's not about to hustle her way into his family's pockets. T.I. reportedly told her straight up that if she thought she could manipulate her way into that Harris money, she was sadly mistaken. That man's protecting his son and his empire, no doubt about it. And honestly, many fans saw this disaster coming from miles away. King's situation wasn't some harmless teenage romance. This was deep. At just 19, King found himself wrapped up in grown folk drama, a full-on family setup with real-life responsibilities. People were already side-eyeing the relationship because the energy felt off from the start. It's like everyone could sense that something just wasn't adding up. Now, with T.I. stepping in, maybe King will finally see things clearly. He's still young and learning, but at least he's got a father who isn't afraid to step in and clean up the chaos. This whole situation is a reminder that not everyone smiling in your face is there for your good, especially when money, fame, and clout are involved. And then things went completely off the rails when Big Nana popped out showing a full baby bump, claiming that the father of her unborn child was none other than King Harris himself. Like what? People were stunned. King wasn't even at that point in his life where he could call himself a man, let alone someone's baby daddy. The news dropped like a bomb, and the internet couldn't stop talking about it. Fans were left scratching their heads, wondering how a kid still finding his own path suddenly ended up caught in such a grown situation. King had been known for his wild behavior, always in headlines for something chaotic, acting out and stirring up drama instead of focusing on his own growth. Folks couldn't believe he was now about to be a father when he still had so much learning to do himself. The whole thing looked messy from the outside. People were saying, how can someone still figuring out who he is be ready to raise another human being? It was clear that King was caught up in something way bigger than he ever expected. And honestly, that's when everyone realized this wasn't just another internet rumor. This was a real-life storm brewing around a teenager who was just starting to navigate adulthood. Things were already rocky before, but this pregnancy news, it flipped everything upside down. Anyway, when Big Nana first started showing off that baby bump all over social media, nobody really put two and two together. People just thought she was doing it for attention. You know, trying to stir up some buzz online. The comments were flying, but nobody realized that she was actually carrying King Harris's baby.
Think I'm scared to give birth? I don't think I ain't scared, but contractions might give me a little. I might get a little spooked with the contractions. What does the baby look like in the scan? It looked like he got my nose, his mouth. It looked like he got my nose, his mouth. That's really it. He's stubborn, so we ain't really see his face like that. I was gonna go do a 3D ultrasound, but his head is down, so my last ultrasound we couldn't see nothing. So it's like, I'm not gonna waste my time to go try to do a 3D ultrasound and I can't see. Hope he look like you. Me too. Dude, I want more kids when I get married. The bob make you look older. How old? Because I'm gonna get makeup and they were talking about some I look 30, 40 with the makeup on. So how I'm gonna look with this all together? Like, yeah. At the end of the month, I'm hoping to drop. My due date is November 6th. They changed my due date by like 3 times.
The internet was full of speculation, but no one had solid proof. Not yet. Then out of nowhere, T.I. himself dropped the confirmation that shocked everybody. During an interview, he admitted that King was, in fact, expecting a baby boy. That single statement sent the internet into overdrive. Fans couldn't believe it. Some were congratulating the family, while others were straight up questioning how King ended up in this situation so fast. It was like 1 minute he was arguing online, and the next, he was about to be a dad. Once T.I. confirmed it, everything clicked. All those mysterious posts, the baby bump pics, and the cryptic captions Big Nana had been posting suddenly made sense. It wasn't just clout chasing after all. She was really pregnant with King's child. Under normal circumstances, this kind of news would have been something to celebrate. After all, T.I. and Tiny were already stepping into their grandparent era with pride. Tiny's daughter, Zonique, had her baby girl back in 2020, and T.I.'s son, Damani, recently welcomed his own daughter too. So, in theory, another grandbaby should have been more joy for the family, right? But this time, things didn't feel so sweet. From the way T.I. talked about King expecting a child, it was obvious he wasn't exactly thrilled. You could hear it in his tone, that mix of frustration, disbelief, and fatherly concern. During an interview, T.I. tried to keep his cool, but his words gave him away. He joked, saying he'd raise the baby to terrorize King the same way King terrorized him. It sounded funny on the surface, but fans caught the real message behind that line. It didn't sound like a proud grandpa excited for diaper duty. It sounded like a man already preparing to step in because he didn't trust that King or Big Nana could handle the responsibility of raising a baby. And honestly, people understood where he was coming from. King's been wild lately, and this situation looked like too much too soon. After that interview dropped, social media went crazy. Internet detectives wasted no time digging into who this mystery woman really was. Within hours, they found an Instagram page linked to a woman known as Big Nana, the same one everyone had been side-eyeing from the beginning. The page had all the clues, matching posts, baby bump pics, captions that lined up with King's timeline, everything connected. Then came the rumors, and they weren't pretty. Word spread fast that Big Nana wasn't in this relationship for love. She was allegedly in it for the lifestyle. Insiders claim she had her eyes set on the Harris family's bank account from day one. They said she wanted a piece of that T.I. money and wasn't afraid to play emotional games to get it. According to sources close to the situation, T.I. saw right through it from the very start. He apparently warned King to keep his guard up, telling him straight that Nana could easily manipulate him if he wasn't careful. Fans started piecing everything together. The tension, the interviews, the rumors, and suddenly it all made sense. What looked like young love on the outside was really a ticking time bomb behind the scenes. But of course, King wasn't trying to hear anything his dad had to say. He was too deep in the thrill of being wanted, of having a woman show him attention and call it a relationship. The red flags were flashing bright as day, but he ignored every single one of them. It's like he didn't care what anyone thought, not even T.I. And honestly, it's not surprising that King didn't want to take advice from his father.
I became a father, so I got 2 grandchildren now.
Wow, congrats.
Yeah, I got 2 granddaughters. I got a grandson on the way.
Wow.
King's about to have a son.
King's about to have a son. Congrats.
Yeah. And I told him I'm going to make this the greatest gangster of all times. I will raise this child to torture you the way that you tortured me. I promise you, there will be an indictment in this young one.
Because let's be real, their relationship has always been rocky. Growing up, King didn't exactly have the most stable father figure around. T.I. was constantly in and out of jail during major parts of King's childhood. There were months, even years, where King barely got to see his dad outside of a few visits and phone calls. And even when the family was all under one roof, it didn't necessarily mean they were close. People around them used to say that T.I. and Tiny were more focused on each other, their love, their fame, their projects, than on spending real quality time with their kids. It got to a point where fans even joked that they basically lived by the motto, forget them kids. Fast forward to November of last year, and things hit another boiling point between King and his family, right in public. It all went down during a Falcons game, and it turned into pure chaos. Reports say King started getting into it with some guy at the game, mouthing off, trying to act tough, like he was about that street life, but his family wasn't impressed one bit. They jumped in immediately, reminding him that he wasn't the ghetto guy he was pretending to be. Someone even taunted him, saying he was born with a silver spoon, and that comment clearly struck a nerve. King lost it. He started yelling back, defending himself, saying nobody really knew what he'd been through. Things got loud, fast, and before anyone could calm it down, T.I. stepped in, trying to shut it all down. But instead of smoothing things over, the situation exploded. Witnesses say T.I. told him straight up that he was embarrassing himself and the whole family. The shouting match got heated, and then, boom, it turned physical. That's when T.I. had to remind King exactly who was in charge. In front of everyone, he put his foot down like a father who'd finally had enough. You could see the tension between them, years of built-up frustration just boiling over. And as the cameras caught bits and pieces of the moment, fans online couldn't believe how quickly things spiraled. One thing became crystal clear that day. King may be trying to prove he's grown, but in Ty's eyes, he's still that same kid who needs to learn some hard lessons. That whole incident at the Falcons game definitely left a scar on their already fragile relationship. But just when people thought things couldn't get any worse between T.I. and King, boom, King took it to another level. Out of nowhere, he went online and started accusing his dad of leaving him in the hood. He claimed he had to grow up in tough conditions while his father was off living comfortably. The internet went wild, but most fans weren't buying it. People immediately started calling him out, saying he was just trying to push a fake narrative to boost his rap career. They felt like King was playing the struggle card to make himself sound more authentic, trying to paint a picture of being that street kid from the trenches, fighting his way up in the music game. But fans weren't having it. Many were like, hold up, you grew up in a mansion with private schools, designer clothes, and your parents on TV every week. They couldn't believe he was out here trying to act like he'd been surviving off ramen noodles and street hustles. The comments were brutal. People said he was chasing clout and rewriting history just to fit into a rapper image. It was clear the tension between T.I. and King wasn't just about family issues anymore. It had spilled over into public image, reputation, and pride. King wanted to be seen as self-made, while his father wanted him to appreciate the blessings he already had. The internet could feel that father-son clash heating up, and everyone knew this drama was far from over. However, King wasn't about to let the internet clown him without clapping back. He quickly checked the haters, doubling down on his story that he really did grow up in the hood. According to him, people had no idea what went on behind the scenes of his so-called privileged life.
Have you ever woke up with a roach on your face?
Period. No, that's not the goal.
All right, then. So there it goes.
Or in your
I
ear.
don't know what you're talking about.
I got some in the neighborhood with me that roach up with roach in your ear. Y'all want to go to the bando in my neighborhood? Do y'all want to go to the bando? Do y'all want to go to the bando? To make him look better, he know not true. Silver spoon, I ain't never ate with that day a day in my life.
Nigga, you did have a silver spoon.
Look, Flip used to have to come to my grandma's house because I'm getting in the fight.
You cried like a baby to go to your grandmama's house.
Every day.
You used to hold your breath
Every
and
day.
throw tantrums to go over there.
I don't want to be in these gates. I want to be outside in the neighborhood. That's why I want to be over there. But they don't understand that.
No, I'm going to tell you the reason why he want to be over there. Y'all ready?
What was the reason?
Because he can suck and pacify over there till he was 12 years old. He was sucking pacify till he was 12 years old. He couldn't do that in the house.
He cried like a baby. Hold his breath.
Yeah.
They trying to say I was over there trying to sucker past it, but they ain't gonna tell you everything like that. They trying to hide it.
Ain't nobody hiding
Sugarcoat
it.
it. He capping. He capping.
Hey.
They don't. Nigga ever pull my car ever in life. I stand on business. You got me somewhere, I stand on business. You drop me in your hood, I stand on
I don't
business.
feel like you stand on business.
Yeah. I've been stood on business. I've been stood on business. You want to hide it for the world, I'm going to put it out there for them to see.
Hey, man, I ain't.
He claimed he spent most of his childhood at his grandmother's house, a place he straight up called a bando. For those who don't know, bando is short for abandoned house, a term often used to describe trap houses where dealers do their business. So yeah, King was saying he grew up in the grittiest of environments, not in some mansion like people assumed. He explained that even though his parents were rich, he never fully fit in anywhere. He said it was like being stuck between two worlds, too hood for the rich kids and too privileged for the streets. And that's when he really dropped a bomb. King claimed that T.I. and Tiny only played the part of the perfect family when the cameras were rolling. He said when it came time to film their reality show, T.I. and Tiny, the family hustle, everyone would act like they were one big, happy household. But as soon as filming wrapped up, the illusion faded. According to King, once the cameras turned off, he was shipped right back to his grandmother's house, back to what he called the trenches. He painted a picture of feeling left out, like he was just a prop in his parents' TV image. Fans couldn't believe what they were hearing. Some started to sympathize, while others still weren't sure if he was being real or dramatic. But one thing was clear. King wasn't holding anything back anymore, and he wanted the world to know his version of the truth. King wasn't the only one who felt this way. Turns out some of T.I. and Tiny's other kids have also opened up about feeling neglected while growing up. It's not just his story, it's something several of their children have hinted at over the years. They've said that even though they had fame, money, and a well-known last name, what they didn't have was enough time with their parents. That kind of emotional distance left a mark on them. And fans are now starting to see that the perfect family image on TV might not have been as picture perfect as it looked. Take Zonique, for example, Tiny's oldest daughter. She revealed that for a big part of her childhood, she actually lived with her grandmother instead of her mom. Tiny, according to Zonique, was always glued to T.I., traveling with him, working with him, and basically following him wherever he went. She admitted that it really hurt her as a kid because she wanted her mother's time and attention, not just material things. That revelation hit fans hard because it added another layer to the ongoing family narrative. This wasn't just King feeling overlooked, it was a pattern. Between T.I.'s legal troubles and Tiny being constantly by his side, it seems like the kids were left to grow up mostly under the care of grandparents or other relatives. And now that they're older, they're finally speaking up about how that distance shaped them, emotionally and personally. That's just one of the so-called perks of growing up with rich and famous parents. You get the glitz, but not always the guidance.
I wouldn't put up nowhere. You ain't had me put up nowhere. Like you ain't had me behind the mansion. I was outside doing what I wanted to do.
You was behind that until you cried.
No, I got too much to drink. I drunk too much. Drunk too much. Let's go. Now, get mad because we say the South ain't the suburbs. Then he want to talk about some other like this being serious. Just being serious. No, I'm being real. You lying. You lying. You up here flagging. You're capping. You capping. You capping. You capping. You capping. I know. I know you. You capping. I know you. I know you. I know you. I know you.
Ain't no mystery about here.
I know you though. I know you though. I know you though. I know you. What's wrong with y'all? Why y'all doing that to me? Y'all know me. You know I stand on business. You know I stand on business. Why you even letting somebody play with me like that? Why you letting somebody play with me like that? Why you letting him play with me like that? Why you letting him play with me like that? No, ain't no joking. Ain't no joking. What do you mean?
You are embarrassing yourself. You're embarrassing yourself. You are embarrassing yourself. You are embarrassing yourself.
Man, get off me.
Man, what is you talking
Man, get
about?
off me. Like, what the fuck? Man, get off me.
As time went on, the relationship between King and his parents kept falling apart, and things hit rock bottom when King decided to take all his frustration to social media. He went off in a series of fiery Instagram story posts, putting his parents, especially T.I., on full blast. He wrote, "Dude be faking an image for the internet and it ain't me. I don't care who you are. Can't nobody play with me to my face. I'm not going for that. I'm a grown man now. I stand on business. Don't care who you are. If I'm a mistake, say that. Stop making the world think you mess with me when you don't." That rant sent shockwaves through social media. Fans were stunned. It was raw, emotional, and full of pain. Many said it sounded like years of bottled up anger finally boiling over. But others felt like King was doing too much, airing private family issues for clout. Either way, one thing was clear. The bond between him and his parents was cracking publicly, and it was getting ugly fast. But just as the internet was still reacting to King's meltdown, the focus shifted right back to his baby mama drama. According to sources close to the family, T.I. had officially stepped in and laid down the law. Word is, he gave Big Nana a very stern warning, telling her not to try any more slick or manipulative moves because he wasn't going to tolerate it. Insiders claim T.I. made it clear that he's not about to let anyone take advantage of his son or the Harris family name. Apparently, the second Big Nana found out she was pregnant with King's child. She was thrilled, Not just because of the baby, but because she allegedly saw dollar signs. Reports say she got excited at the thought of locking into the Harris family wealth, thinking her future was set. But the problem is, King himself doesn't have the kind of money she was probably imagining. He doesn't have a steady job, and let's be honest, his rap career hasn't exactly taken off yet. So when reality hit, the situation got messy. Sources say T.I. caught on early to what was happening and took control before things could spiral out of hand. Now, he's making sure Nana knows that playing games with his son's name or his family's reputation isn't something she'll get away with.
What hurt me? You want to know if
I'm really curious now.
Oh, because you want to. What hurt me? Why do you want to know if?
I'm really curious now.
Oh, because you want to know.
Yeah, I'm curious. Okay. It's just outside of. I'm really going to beep it up for sure.
Okay, so I would say what hurt me would be like, I'm honestly like my mom being like with Tip all the time.
Damn.
Like.
Time stamp that.
Not time stamp that. I feel like even now and today, like that's how it is. Like they're just tied to the hip. But now I'm grown, so it's like I can't really give a. But I. It's like.
Damn.
Type thing.
Damn, that's real.
That's how
you feel
I
like
think.
You could turn something this. You feel like.
Yeah, definitely. But also, it's like he don't want.
This isn't just family drama anymore. It's turning into a full-blown battle over control, money, and image. Let's be real. King isn't exactly out here living independently. The boy is still being fully bankrolled by his dad, so he's in no position to be starting a family, let alone providing for a baby and a baby mama. Everyone knew from the jump that if any real money was going to be spent, it would have to come straight from T.I.'s pockets. That's why many people believe Big Nana's whole plan was built around getting close to the family's money, and she saw King as the easiest way in. Rumors have been swirling that Nana intentionally targeted King because she saw him as the weak link, the one she could emotionally manipulate to get what she wanted. Sources say she figured if she played her cards right, she could use her connection with King to secure a comfortable lifestyle and maybe even a few financial gifts from T.I. himself. But what she clearly didn't plan for was the fact that T.I. has been in this game far too long to get caught slipping by a scheme like that. According to insiders, Nana started hitting King with all kinds of wild demands, expensive gifts, lavish outings, shopping sprees, you name it. And since King is still young, impulsive, and eager to please, he gave in every single time. He reportedly ended up spending nearly everything he had on her, trying to keep her happy and prove he could handle being a man of the house. But that illusion didn't last long. When King's bank account started running dry and he began asking his parents for more money than usual, that's when T.I. and Tiny finally caught on. They started putting the pieces together and realized something wasn't adding up. That's when T.I. stepped in hard. Allegedly, he called Nana out directly and gave her a serious warning, telling her that if she ever tried to pull a stunt like that again, there would be consequences. He made it clear he wasn't about to let anyone drain his son or leech off the Harris name. Fans had a field day when all this came out. The comment sections lit up with people saying things like, "These young girls need to learn that grandpa and grandma's money is not your baby daddy's money. He's broke. All you're getting is the name, period." Others chimed in agreeing, saying, T.I. did the right thing by stepping in before things spiraled further out of control. One thing's for sure, this family drama has officially turned into a cautionary tale about money, fame, and manipulation. King is going to be saying he should have listened to his dad in a couple of years. I really hope he doesn't marry that girl. That's what will really seal his fate. Pretty sure that's exactly what T.I. doesn't want. This whole situation is just sad for everyone involved. We all know that girl had a plan, and it's not the parents' job to financially take care of that baby. Hopefully, this entire situation serves as a wake-up call for King and encourages him to make some positive changes in his life. So what do you guys think? Was T.I. right to draw the line with the mother of his future grandchild? Do you believe she had an angle all along? Or can she actually afford to take care of her kid without any help from King or his family? Drop your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more celebrity news and updates.